This episode of the Golf Gambling Podcast from the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is giving away $15 million in Best Ball Mania 5. Sign up with code GOLFSGPN to claim your first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code GOLFSGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm has the best AI picks and projections for their college football, and their college football product is about to drop. Claim your 7-day free trial by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Make sure to check out this week's featured podcast. The MLB Gambling Podcast will give you all the picks you need to crush the baseball season. Still got a lot of time left. Plus, the college football experience is back and knee-deep into the team previews. College football is coming around the corner, so definitely subscribe wherever you get your podcast and go ahead to the SGPN app to check all of that stuff out. All right, 3M Open. Got some questions already in the chat. Going to talk quickly about the Open and the CUDA, but most of the recaps already done on my other podcast, so I'm not going to go too deeply into it. Just thought it was such a fun week. Being in Scotland was amazing. Seeing all the golfers obviously led me on to ex-golfers to have a great DFS week and have a great betting week. So I will never be upset when I'm winning any amount of dollars or losing any amount of dollars. I'm blessed to be able to do this and travel the world and do all this fun stuff on a weekly basis and live betting on golf. I can't complain. But yeah, so the Open was fun. Xander stepped on throats, did what he had to do. And then so it all happens. We all saw what happens at the Open. I'm not going to recap it. And then the CUDA comes around. I'm like, I have my guys in the mix. I have JJ Spawn. I thought he was my best bullet. And then like through 10 holes, I checked the app. I'm playing golf like yesterday afternoon. I see Nick Dunlap making a little run. He's like, all right, T3, but the leaders run like hole 6, hole 5. I'm like, all right, Dunlap a posted number, but shouldn't probably, he's not going to win. And then he's on 15. I see he has 55 feet for Eagle. Pop on my phone, YouTube TV app. I mean, this golf course has shitty connection. I'm in the middle of nowhere. And it's buffering. It finally loads. I see the putt breaking. I'm like, go in. Goes in, 5-point Eagle. Shout out Stableford format. And Dunlap ends up making birdie on 17, winning at the golf tournament by 4. Like the guys needed to hole out to catch him. The leaders just gagged and didn't do it. So 2 outrights in one day. A first-round leader. Should have been 2 first-round leaders. An epic week. An all-time epic week. So like I always say, head over to @Jersey Betting Twitter account for all the picks for first round leader stuff. And any questions, just shoot me a DM. Truthfully, just shoot me a DM. But let's get into what we are here to talk about. And I'll get to those questions in the chat. Also, shout out Tony. Appreciate this. I am definitely grinding my ass off, so this means a lot to me. Thank you. The DFS pool: Tone, Sahith, Sam Burns above 10K. I think last week, we had 10 guys above 10K. No, not 10 guys. 7 guys above 10K. And now we just got 3. So there's definitely some options up here. And with there being no 5K range, you probably can't get to 2 of these. So Tony, Sahith, Sam Burns, who's going to be the chalky guy? I believe that is going to be Tony Finau. Tony Finau obviously missed the cut at the Open, but you can't really take too much of the Open volatileness. Truthfully, you can't, because it's windy, the weather's crazy, anything could happen in the Open. And Tony played in the bad wave. I mean, if someone played good, like sure, like that's a great sign. But I don't take too much from a bad performance in Scotland, because it's just a totally different style of golf than a TPC course, cookie cutter point and shoot style of golf. So Tony's playing great golf. Like he's ball striking the hell out of it. He's getting in. He's not getting in the mix. He's posting good results though. Now I've had this take. And if you know me, I am a take quick savant. I just give things that just don't make any sense, but I live in my own brain, and sometimes they pay off. Like, but I don't think Tony cares. I don't think Tony cares enough to win a golf tournament. I think Tony is a professional golfer and plays to make money and support his big family. I don't think he has that drive to win and just spike and peak and really want it like he used to. Now, is Tony the most talented golfer in this field? Yeah. Would I be shocked if Tony won? Honestly, yeah, I would be a little shocked if he won. But I set his baseline and parameter at T6, T7. He's too talented. He's ball striking it too good. He's playing too well to win. But that's just my overwhelming Tony thoughts. I don't think he's going to win. I think he's going to be too chalky. And if I think that's going to be T7, and I'd go below that. I think the line is T7, T6, but I think he'll be on the lower side of that, meaning like closer to T10. So I'm going to say I'm out on Tony because I believe he's going to be the most chalky guy. And that leaves us with Sahith and Burns. Now, Burns obviously had that great result in Scotland last week. He was in the second to last group, and we're on him at 165 to 1. How could I complain? I got a guy in the second to last group, Sam Burns, 165 to 1. Obviously, immediate ejection. But, I mean, great for Sam Burns getting in the mix in his first major. Like, no hard feelings with Sam. He cashed the top 40 ticket. All good. So shout out if you tailed that top 40 ticket. Easy generational wealth opportunity there. Sam Burns, I don't know if I love it at 10K if I'm betting, just because but it might just be like I bet him 165 to 1 last week. Now he's like 18 to 1, 10K DraftKings. I don't know if I love it. I think I like Sahith for DraftKings and DFS purposes. Now, Sahith obviously missed the cut by a lot last week. And if you look at his course history at the 3M, it's not good. The thing with Sahith, if you follow me, you know this. You play him when either his number is really high or low in DFS, or his ownership is really low. If people are skipping Sahith because, oh, he missed the cut, I'm in. He is a modern day Jordan Spieth, super volatile with as high of a ceiling as anyone. And I like this golf course for Sahith. Even though he's got bad history, he's playing great this season, better than he ever has. He's hitting the ball so solidly. He's driving the ball far. He's driving the ball straight. And he's spiking in. He can spike in the approach or the putting categories, which are the two biggest categories, in my opinion, for the 3M Open. I know you're going to hear on Twitter this week, every there need to be a bomber. You do not need to be a bomber this week. Because when guys like Tony Finau win, when guys like Cam Champ, Bryson DeChambeau, Matt Wolff are in the mix, it makes sense why you would think bomber. But look at like 2nd through 10th place. Kevin Streelman, Scott Piercy, Mike Thompson won, JT Poston. Being long and straight helps at any golf course, obviously. But if you can just position yourself to make birdies with long irons, mid irons, or short irons, you can make birdies. You can stop the ball fairly close. You can get hot with the putter here. So I'm not saying you need to be a bomber. Obviously, long and straight is good. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's not a necessary thing. And while Sahith isn't the longest or straightest, he's longer than he is straight. I trust him to play out of the fairway. These are wide fairways, stay out of the water, and then tap into that elite birdie making ability he's got. So the top, my pick is Sahith. So let's get to the 9K range. We got Akshay Bhatia at 9,800, all the way down to Keegs at 9K. Posty, Luke Clance, Keith, and Beho. I really don't love this 9K range. Truthfully, I can see myself going up to the top and then skipping these guys. If I had to pick one, it'd be Akshay at 9.8. And the Akshay, I wonder what this water does scare me for Thigala. I agree that. I agree with that too. But I mean, if you're hitting the water, you shouldn't be in this field. And Sahith he's all or nothing. But if he's chalky, no. Like if he's chalky, I'm not taking that risk. If we get an 11% Sahith at this price, I'd be 11 to 13%. I'd be really happy. And we know what his high end could be. So Akshay, he could easily be 10K. I'm wondering what the narrative is going to be around Akshay. I feel like he might be a little chalky because he's 9,800 below this top range, and people might just skip and go to Sahith at 98 and start their lineups with there, which would make a lot of sense. I don't care about what Sahith did in Scotland. Learning experience for him, his first Open, not worried at all. He was playing good golf coming into this field coming into the tournament in great form. Obviously, almost won 2 straight events. Definitely down for some Akshay, and then the rest of this range. Beho, I don't love it here. Like he's priced. This is not a great course for Billy Horschel. Truthfully, I know he has a decent result here. I believe he finished T13 last year, but this course doesn't scream Billy Horschel by any means. Keith, back-to-back top 5 finishes in his T5 and 5th in his last 2 trips. I wonder what the narrative around Keith would be, because Keith is playing some of the most unserious golf right now, but his stats are insane. Like, I was talking with my partner Adam. Like, I feel like Keith's stats are made up. Like, his iron stats are absurd, like best of his career, truthfully, and the results are just not there, and he's just playing so unserious. So I can see if he's sub 11, I'm down for Keith, because it's going to be no. I feel like no one's going to play him. I'm not betting Keith Mitchell at 30-1. I'll tell you, I'm not betting this guy. This guy's taking too much of my money, but I could play him in DFS. I'm down. Luke Clanton, 9,300. I feel like you're still buying him at too high of a price right now. Like, why is he so high when he's only a little bit cheaper than Akshay? Thor Bjornsson's well below him. He's played okay. He gives a high end driver, but we saw, like, remember what he did at the ISCO? He almost missed the cut. I said ISCO, Thor Bjornsson, and Clanton were horrible plays and bets, and they proved to be that way. Obviously, Clanton's down a little more, but I think he's still too high, so I'm still going to be out on Clanton for now. And then that leaves Posty and Keegan Bradley. Poston played good here last year, but I'm not really loving his incoming form. And Keegan Bradley, it's definitely a weird spot for him. He hasn't played great golf of late, and he hasn't played this event since 2021. Hasn't broken the T35s ever here. So I believe it was ever. Let me take a double check, because I don't want to spit out the wrong fact for Keegan Bradley. I know he hasn't finished inside the top 25. Yeah, he's only played here twice. No better finish than T39. I mean, these golfers are so odd in this range, and I believe that 1 to 2 of them are going to be inside this top 7 just because of the nature of this field. I think Keith is the sneaky play because his form is so weird. The stats look good, but like, he's not putting up results, and I feel like his ownership is going to be down. So I like Akshay. I think is a safe play no matter what. And then Keith is probably my next target. I don't really love this 9K range. So let's get into this 8K range. Before I get into the 8K range, really quickly, Underdog Fantasy just launched their college football best ball product. First place wins 20 racks. Plus, the higher or lower pick'em allows you to pick 8 for an opportunity to win 325 times your entry. Best Ball Mania is live with $15 million in prizes. You can now use specials and boost for the flex entries. I'm going to be making my picks. Head over to sgpn.com to see my picks. So promo code GOLF SGPN to claim your special pick and your first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. Code GOLF SGPN. Okay, we have one more ad read. The Circa Sports is back with Circa Survivors and Circa Millions, giving away $16 million in guaranteed prizes. Imagine the regret if you feel like you can win an offer Survivor and you win a small one but aren't in the Circa Survivor. No rake at Circa. Don't have a trip booked to Las Vegas. Get in with the proxy. Footballcontestproxy.com to save you $50 with promo code SGP. So definitely get in if you're in the NFL mood. Okay, let's get into this 8K range. We got the 8K range. Cam D, 8,900 down to J Rose, who withdrew, and P Raj. Like, why is J Rose 8K and Billy Horschel was where he is? Weird. Cam Davis coming off of that win. He should have been in the field at the Open. Kind of a shame that he was not. But Cam Davis, he hits the ball well when he plays this event, and he's in decent form. I love me some Cam D. Like, he's my guy. Everyone knows that. But I really like I think I like the next 2 guys, Tom Hoge and Taylor Pendrith. I like the top of this range. Cam D, Tom Hoge, Taylor Pendrith. I'd rank it Tom Hoge first. What Tom Hoge did on approach last week was a true joke, and it was just so hilarious and on brand for Tom Hoge. He did everything poorly and absolutely striped his irons. Tom Hoge has played well here before. He's finished T4 in 22, T20 in 23, T23 in 19. He's made 4 of the last 5 cuts here. And when he's showing you the good things, he's showing you the iron play. The putter has been not great, which scares me, but I like his upside and his course history. He's from this area of the country too. So I love Tom Hoge 8.88. Pendy at 8.7, finished T5 at the CUDA. And he doesn't have great course history here, but it makes sense. He should be able to bomb the golf ball, and he's been hitting his irons really well this season. So I definitely like Pendy. Then that leaves EVR 8.6. He's always really, really chalky in this event because he went to college at Minnesota. And I'm not buying that. I'm not buying a chalk EVR. He barely works to begin with, and I'm a big EVR guy. Like I was on him at the Rocket, played really well, and I bet him at like I was at bet him at the Scottish when he was T6 going into the final round and absolutely blew up for a top 20 bet. So I'm going to be out on EVR this week. Interesting to see the Grillo chalk, how he is T10 in 3 of his last 4 trips to this event. The course history makes sense. I love what he's doing on approach right now. The putter is always a worry with Grillo because it was great early this season and late and last season, but it's generally really, really bad. And that leaves our guy Nick Dunn, Mav, and Lee Hodges. We saw Nick Dunn play poorly after his win last time. I think he's more of a professional now. He should bounce back fine. I don't mind that. Maverick McNeely was just priced in like the 10K range. So if you just want just a straight up value selection, he's got a T16 here in his career. He's a driver putter guy who will play. He could be the long and straight guy and then just get hot with the putter. I don't trust him to hit close iron shots, but I really do like Patrick Rogers. He is a driver putter guy that I like more than Maverick McNeely. He finished T5 at the CUDA last week. He's made his last 3 cuts here. No finish better than T30. But what he's doing with the driver this year has to go noticed. He's gained a ton of distance, and he's accurate too. He's a total driver that I'm looking for. So I do like P-Raj. Lee Hodges won this event last year. No real feelings, not coming in the best form, and he's a bit overpriced for my liking. So in this 8K range, like I said, I like Hoagie the most at the top. I don't mind Cam D or Pendy. And then down low, I think Maverick is a good value play. And then Patrick Rogers. I like this 8K range a lot more than I do the 9K range. So maybe skip the 9K range, get some guy from the top, sprinkle 2 of these guys down here. So let's get to this 7K range, probably a big range. We got Benny G, Ben Griffin at 7,900, all the way down to big range, Cam Champ, Daniel Berger. So let's start from the top. We have Ben Griffin is a golfer who I really like this week. He is like the JT Post and Kevin Streelman, not going to hit the ball long, but he's going to play from the fairway. He will play from the fairway, and he is a very streaky iron player. We saw him hit some long irons well in Canada, but he's generally a better short iron player with Bermuda. I think the betting number is a bit too high. I don't mind him in DFS. I think he's safe to make the cut, and we know he's got good upside. Then underneath Ben Griffin, some guys that I like. I expect Adam Hadwin to be really chalky. Kurt K and Sam Stevens, I really like. Sam Stevens was just 10-1 last week, and he played fine. That was an absurd price. I don't know why he was 10-1. Now he's at a price where he should be. 7-8 is a fine for Sam Stevens. Finished T10 last year, and he's a driver putter savant. He struggles with the approach, but I like him to hit fairways and hit the ball long up the tee, lean into that, hopefully lean into a hot putter. Kurt K, a golfer who's having a decent tee to green season, and he's a high ceiling player. He did not play. No, he played the Open Championship, finished T41, made his last 2 cuts, made both cuts in Scotland, never played here, but I'm down for some Kurt K, high ceiling. I like I like what he could do with the entire ball striking. Below these guys, we got Michael Forbes. Like, why is he 7-7 and Luke Clanton is like 90? What is Luke Clanton? 90 something? Like, remember what I said with Thor Bjornsson? We bet him 110-1 at the JDC, and he almost won. And then he gets super chalky at ISCO and super chalky at the CUDA, and he does nothing. Like, you gotta like let these young studs like don't buy Bitcoin at 75K. Let them like settle down a little bit. So I like him more here than I have the last 2 weeks, but I don't think it's the best play in the world. I kind of like these guys above them maybe a little bit better. Okay, let's look at the rest of this range. We got a question about Chan Kim. Chan Kim is a golfer who plays really well in bunches, and he's doing that right now. He's in really good form. T29 or better his last 3 starts, and 2 of those were T12. Never played this event before, but I like what he got. He got going from the ball striking point of view. Like, he's hitting the ball solid. He's gained ball striking in 4 straight events, and he gained 7 last week, 7.1. That was the best ball striking performance of his career. And the second best ball striking performance of his career was his start before that at the ISCO Championship. So his last 2 starts, Chan Kim has posted the 2 best ball striking performances of his career. It's not a very long career, but it's fact or fiction. He's posted the best ball striking stats of his career. This guy's won twice in a row on the Korn Ferry Tour. So like I said, I like him to play well in bunches. Definitely down for some Chan Kim at this price. So he's probably my favorite play in this middle to upper 7K range. Mac Meisner, decent week last week. I don't love him here. I don't see how much he could spike with the approach or putting, but he should be safe to make the cut. Harry Hall should be fairly chalky coming off of that win. He could bomb it and get hot with the putter. But down here, I think I like Bo Hostler. Bo Hostler and Adam Svensson, guys who are coming off of kind of poor results, and they can get it done in different ways. Bo will be longer off the tee, get hotter with the putter, whereas Svensson will be shorter off the tee and get hotter with the irons. I think they're both really good buy low candidates. Svensson just hasn't put it together. Like he's had great rounds, but he hasn't had great tournaments. So I do like Bo and I do like Svenny. Bo finished T13 here last year, made 3 of his last 5 cuts in this event. So let's go down. Jake Knapp. We got a question about Jake Knapp. Yeah, he played okay last week. What did he finish? T24, but he had a really solid final round. Never played this event before. But I want to take a look at how Jake Knapp's actually hitting the ball of late, because I know it wasn't great. He had his best approach week since the PGA Championship, but he hasn't gained a full stroke on approach since the PGA Championship. His week last week at the Cuda was all putting. He ended up losing 3 strokes ball striking and posting his best putting week of his career. So that's not something I want to back. So I'm going to be out on Jake Knapp for sure. Then down here, okay, let's see where we got. Seamus Power is always just absurdly underpriced. And I don't know why he's so underpriced, because when you look at Seamus Power's stats and results, like, they're good. So Seamus Power, he's missed 1 cut, 2 cuts in his last 7 starts, but the ball striking has been so solid. I know it wasn't great in Scotland, but I'm not worried about what he's doing in Scotland. He gained 6.6 at the JDC, another 2 at the Travelers, gained 6.8 on approach at Quail. This guy's got high upside and he's priced too low. So I like Seamus down here. Like I like Seamus always. He kind of just works, man. He kind of just freaking works. And finally, why the hell is Austin Eckroat this cheap? Austin Eckroat made the cut at the Open, which is so impressive. We know he can hit the fairway. We know he can get hot with the irons and the putter. And then Ben Silverman, 7-2. I had him first round leader last week. Huge week. Let's go. And then he really faltered off after that, but the putter let him down. He's still hitting the ball fine. A guy who will hit fairways and hopefully lean in with that iron prowess. So that's a 7K range. Those are guys I like. I don't love anyone down here besides I like Matty Schmid, a guy who's finally finding it again. So 6K range, obviously I have my 6K show coming soon. So I won't go super deep into this range, but I will give you a few plays that I like. Alejandro Tosti, you don't need form with Tosti, and you're giving him a golf course where he can just hit a ton of drivers. Same with Chris Gotterup, like those 2 guys for sure in the 6K range. And then down here in this 6K range, ADDC, I don't mind. The golf has not been great, but he's got the Olympics to prep for. So Narrative Street, he's got to figure something out. Rio Hisatsuno has been playing decent. I am a massive Rio guy. He should be playing with a little bit of fire in his belly because he won the Golf National last year, and he should feel bone that he's not in the Olympics. I mean, how sick would be Rio and Decky in the Olympics? Like, that would be freaking awesome. So the 6K range, the 6K plays will be coming. Tune into the Golf Gambling Podcast later tonight or tomorrow, Wednesday, whenever. I will have the full 6K breakdown, probably around 6 golfers that I like from the 6K range. But so not going to deep dive it now. That's a DFS preview. Any questions, you know where to find me. The support is just growing by the week, and I really do appreciate it. Catch you guys very soon with a ton more content. Peace out.